IAPA 22 here with Ben Davenport, founder and CEO of VRsenal. And these guys have one of the verifiable hits of the show, Zombieland, Headshot Fever Arcade. But the amazing thing is what you've done with the headset cable for the industry. And it's the talk of the industry. You've reinvented, again, how an unattended VR cabinet can help work for operators. So just give me talk a little bit about what you've done and how it's going to work.
Well, I mean, as far as the the cable goes, it's just the pain point in the industry. I mean, it's not really anybody's fault. An HDMI cable is made up of a whole bunch of really small, hair-thin wires, and it doesn't take too many bends for them to break.
It's designed to be inside your wall behind your television, right?
Right, exactly. It's not supposed to be a functional thing that's constantly being flexed and moved, and yet that's what transmits all the data to the average VR headset. And so it's just a common fail point in high-use locations. We quite often see the HDMI cable being replaced on a monthly basis, which is, it's an expense as far as parts go, but also it sucks up tech resources, which, post-COVID is a limited resource. And then also it's just downtime, which is just losing money. And
when the games aren't cheap, and they're not compared to standard arcade games, you have downtime. It's double pain, right?
Right, yeah. Exactly. So we took that problem and looked at it, and we worked with HTC, and we worked with them for most of this year. Got the changes we need put into the firmware of the headset, incorporated our PCBs both into the computer and into the headset, and enabled us to build this cable that we can now offer 2-year warranties on, transmits all the data, it's bulletproof, it's just rock solid, and it totally eliminates that issue when it comes to VR headsets.
Yeah, and the reason that there's so much confidence, I think in you to be able to take this thing and give a 2-year warranty is because you've got a history with that cable in Beat Saber. And we know Beat Saber, like Valve had to re-engineer the lighthouse to keep up with the speed of movement and violence of movement of the controllers when Beat Saber first launched. And so we know that if you've got cables that are lasting for 2 years on a Beat Saber handle, you know that the headsets don't take nearly as much stress.
Right, that's correct. I mean, so we ultimately, were able to use the very same cables that we've been time tested and proven over the last 4 years, and we're doing like over 350,000 fully automated VR plays per month, and those are all using these controller cables, and they've just been rock solid. And now that also is what our headset cables are running on. So a lot less stress on a headset, a lot less movement. So we expect they're going to last for years.
Yeah, cool. And so in 2017, when did you release the first one with the ratcheting, with the retraction system?
That was 2018.
2018, you released that. In 2019, you perfected that. By 2019, you had perfected it with Beat Saber. Beat Saber was the hit of the show. We're here at 2022 with Zombieland Fever, which is one of the hits of the show, with a whole new system. Now you've eliminated the retraction system. So talk about the fact that there's no more moving parts at all.
Well, the whole reason we had a retraction system in the first place was to really baby that HDMI cable. It just was so fragile, it needed to be handled with care, and so we necessitated this retraction system. But now that we have such a robust cable, it freed us up to reconsider the overall design. And at this point, we're able to remove all the retraction, all the moving parts, and we're just looking to simplify. We've got to get rid of the brain damage in VR and just make it to be something that just runs and runs and runs, and that be the rule instead of the exception.
I want to recognize, me, I'm all about recognizing innovation, and so I'm going to award, for the first time, a 2-time Bobble Award winner to Ben Davenport and VRsenal for the work that you've done, continuing to push our industry forward and setting new standards. And when people start copying you, you fucking take it to the next level and you continually show what's done. So Bobble number 2 to Ben and the whole team. It's not just Ben Davenport, you have a whole team.
Absolutely. We have a whole team we have a team of a dozen people that's worth about 3 dozen. So we most certainly couldn't accomplish anything we accomplished without that. But this is great. I mean, Mike and Bob, you're the only person I know who gives out bobbleheads of himself as an award to other people. Thank you. It will be cherished always.
So now, just for those of you, I work with VRsenal. I've worked with them for several years now. And I had to check myself. So before, I didn't even, to be honest with you, before I even suggested to anybody that I was going to be giving I might be giving VRsenal a bobble, I asked about 5 people who they thought deserved a bobble, and every single one of them said VRsenal for that new headset and that new cable. So this is an industry award. This isn't just about what I think is cool. The entire industry basically has voted on this one. Not that I actually count those votes. That was me checking my bias. And so, like, everybody stood up and noticed, congratulations, dude, and great fucking work.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, cool. Bob Cooney from IAPA. I'm out, baby. We'll see you at Amusement Expo, at the VR Arcade Games Summit in March, and I might do some video from Australia. We'll see.